Let's see, we're going to talk about this. We got this here. We got, I didn't see you there. Oh, excuse me, my bad. I was just drawing my board. Wanted to talk to you about some credit stuff. Make sure that you're getting your credit right. Ignore all of that. My name is Ray Woods, Channel Crab Out the Bucket. Again, on this channel, I'm here to discuss financial education, mindset, business, and career growth, and teach you and educate you from my past mistakes so you don't make the same. And in today's video, we're going to talk about how we can monitor and build up on your score. Now, before we get into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm coming out with more quality content. Now, not only are we going to talk about monitoring your score, but we really want to focus on understanding your credit score, understanding what affects your credit score. Now, if you haven't seen the previous video I made, giving you the basics on your credit score and a few of those details that can help kind of lead into what I'm going to talk about on this board today. So, first we want to start with monitoring your credit score. And I told you definitions of FICO and the Vantage scores, two different things. I prefer FICO because it's more accurate. And where you can get your FICO score is myfico.com. I'll leave that description or that link in the description below. I will go to myfico.com. If you want to do Vantage score, there are some services you can pay for. They pay a little less, probably like $20-something. My FICO is like 30 or 35. I use my FICO. You got your Vantage, you use your Credit Karma, Experian, Credit Sesame, all these other different things that uses a Vantage score. So you can use those to monitor your score. And this is something you want to invest some money in because you're able to keep up with what's going on with your credit score. Now let's talk about the range of the credit score. Now we know the range can be really from nothing in a non-applicable or not available or 0 all the way to 850. But let's just say we start at probably like somewhat of the average starting credit score, and it's about let's say 560, 550, somewhere around there, right? And as I discussed before, we're going to start with the secured credit card. And we get the secured credit card and we're building our credit. We're continuously building our credit. This is kind of like the roadmap that credit tends to go about if you're handling it correctly, and if you are teaching yourself and educating yourself about correctly, or if you're watching these videos that I put out that's going to give you this good content about this credit stuff, about some financial education here. So we got the secured credit card. You're paying that. You're working with that. 1 or 2 years, you're building your score. Man, you didn't went up about 40, 50, 60 points because you got a few years. You're making your on-time payments. Everything's good. We're going to keep on moving. Now you're able to transfer that secure card into a regular credit card. Now you got a little more leverage with that creditor, and they're like, man, you know, he's doing pretty good with his credit card. Let's bump his limit up to $600. And then eventually we're going to keep using it. We're going to bump it up to $1,000, and then bump it up to $3,000, and then $25,000. And then you're able to tap into other credit cards once you continue to keep building on this. Now, within this time period of you having your regular credit card, you want to, I say about a 5 to 10 year period, right? When you have your credit card, you want to make sure that you're getting educated. This is the period of time that I wish I would have known. I had already established some credit, as I spoke before, with a private loan. I've had student loans, and I was able to already have some started credit, but it was very low started credit. So I had credit, but I still didn't even know anything about credit. So when I first got my credit card, I got a Capital One Journey card. And actually, I'll show you right here. I still have this credit card till this day. I have my, I ain't going to show you the numbers on there, my Capital One Journey credit card right here. And I still have this to this day. So when I had my Journey credit card, I didn't really manage it well. I didn't manage it well, and I didn't know these different things about credit. I just knew that you're supposed to pay your bills on time, and that may not have always happened for me because maybe I didn't have a job here, I didn't have a job there. But then once I started learning more about that, then the credit started going up. So if we go through the rest of the thing, let's say we raise our limit within those years, we get educated on credit. Learn about credit repair. Learn about different things about how you can boost your credit faster. Learn about trade lines. Learn about authorized users. All these other different things here. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to raise your credit limit, get educated. Now you're in the 720s, 760s. You know, when you're at 760 or higher, you know, you to the point where you have access to different interest rates that nobody below that has. You have access to OPM is what they call other people's money that most of Americans don't have because their credit score is not up that high. You're able to get better interest rates on car loans, better interest rate on home loans. You can lease things. You can lease things as far as vehicles. You got to have a pretty good credit score to lease a vehicle. And then different benefits. You'll be able to invest, and then eventually, you know, if you want to hit that goal, you go ahead and jump in the 800 club. Now, this is just my personal opinion, and I may be wrong with this. I may not be wrong. Honestly, I'm not in the 800 club, but I'll say this: there was some research done, and by the time you get to the 800 club, it may actually be worse for you to go into the 800 club because if something hurts your credit score, it can affect you a lot more than if you was in the 750, 760 range. Once you get the 760 or higher, you pretty much got most of the benefits. I know people who have black cards that are in 800. I know people who have black cards that are in the 760, 780, 790 range. So it all depends. There's a lot of variables behind that, but I'm not going to get into that. Okay, so now you want to look at the other thing here. This chart right here. You see this chart right here? This chart is very important. Pay attention to it. Now, this chart is going to tell you what affects your credit score. This is the holy grail of your credit. This is what I wish I would have been knowledgeable about whenever I was building my credit. 35% of your credit score is determined by your payment history. You need to pay your crap on time. Pay it on time. I'm going to give you a tip. First thing is, if you miss a payment, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, completely delinquent, charged off into the collection, that can hit you anywhere between 30 and 200 or more points. And the reason that range is so spread out, because if you have a 30-day late, it may hit you for maybe 30, 40 points or so, or maybe even 15 points. Sometimes it's lower. But if you get like higher than that, it's going to take a toll on your credit score. That's 35% of your credit score. Now, with payment history, here's a trick with credit cards, right? With credit cards, you want to find out when the end of your billing cycle is. And a lot of the times, companies are going to report 3 days after the billing cycle has ended. Now, that's what Capital One told me. I would recommend calling your creditor and asking them, when do they report to the bureaus? So when they report to the bureaus, it's best that you don't pay it right then and there. You pay off your credit card. I usually keep a buffer, and I say 4 or 5 days. So I'll pay it off 4 or 5 days and don't touch it until it's reported. So then it's reported at a certain utilization rate. And I'll get to the utilization rate here in a second. So 35% on your payment history, 30% on your utilization. And if your utilization is low when it gets reported, or when it's high when it gets reported, it's going to be about 10 to 50 or more points it's going to hit you for. So again, you want to make sure that you are paying your stuff down and make sure that your utilization is low so you can get the best benefits of your credit. So everybody has their number that they want to throw out there, right? And it's hilarious to me. And when people ask, what should I keep my utilization rate around? What should I keep it at? Should I keep it at 30%? Should I keep it at 10%, 15%, 7%, 0%? Statistics show that people who have a credit score of 720 or 760 and higher usually have a utilization rate of 7% or lower. Now, I'm not a genius, but if people with a 760 or credit score or higher have a utilization rate of 7, I'm going to go with 7. And I'm going to keep my utilization rate at 7% or lower. So whenever these guys, these creditors go to report your payments or report your utilization rate, you want to make sure that your utilization rate is at 7% to maximize your credit, your upbringing in your credit, the point increase in your credit. Now we're going to go to credit history. Credit history is, what's on it. How long have you had this credit card? How long have you had this house mortgage? How long have you had this car loan, this installment loan? How long have you had these? That's 15% of your credit. When you have long established credit, it tells the lenders that you've been utilizing credit. You don't want to. It's going to be hard to try to get approved of something when you don't have anything on your credit. You see what I mean? So if you don't have anything on your credit, they're going to look at you and be like, "Well, you don't have anything. We can't trust you. It's nothing personal. We don't know how to trust you if you don't have anything on your credit." So now we go to the next thing is 10% that types of credit. Now the types of credit you have an installment, you got revolving, right? So installment credit is something like a car loan, something like a home mortgage, some things like that, or a personal loan. Revolving is your credit cards. So your credit cards that revolve, they keep going, and you pay it, and they keep going, and they keep going. That's what the revolving is. And that's what the types of credit is. And then you have 10% is coming from your inquiries. Now, when you go to apply for something, your credit is going to get ran, and it's going to do a hard pull. It does a hard pull, and then you're going to get hit with an inquiry. Now, inquiries can hit you anywhere from 1 to 4 points. And usually, most of the time, it's like 2 or 3 points or so, or 2 points, but it's not going to hurt you much. Here's the trick with inquiries. Whenever you get hit with an inquiry, it's going to bring your score down 2 points. But it's a dice game. If you get the inquiry and it takes you down 2 points, but you get accepted for a credit line of, let's say, 5,000 points, your utilization just dropped dramatically because let's say you had a credit card of 500 and your utilization with that credit card was, I don't know, 80%. And then you ended up applying for another credit card and that credit card was a $10,000 limit. Now your utilization has went down dramatically and it's going to boost your score up because the utilization rate down. And remember, when your utilization rate down, that's going to bring your score up because it's 30% over 10%. So remember that. And you can find this on Google. Just type in credit score factors and you can see this chart and learn more about that. Also, you can go up to Doctor of Credit and they'll give you a lot of information on that if you want to go into further details. Or be looking out for the next videos I have about credit, about money in that case. Okay, so now here's what I would have done with my credit. If I could start all the way back over, if I can give you all the mistakes that I made and tell you don't do this and start, here's what I would advise or suggest that you do. Again, I'm just giving information. You can research this yourself, but here's what I would have done. I would have started with a secure credit card. I would have educated myself. I would have, say I had a $500 or a $300 secure credit card that I deposited with my cash. I would have kept cycling that with my cash and with my secure credit card. I would have boosted my score up over time. I would have kept doing that over and over and over again. I would have not went over what I have on that secured credit card because then I would be in the negative. That doesn't make sense to do that. Then I would be here where I can get a regular credit card. I can get a regular credit card now. My limit is now 600 or 700 or 1,000 or 2,000. And now I'm still educating myself. Mind you, along this whole process of building and growing your credit, you always want to keep learning and keep growing, right? So I got my credit card. Now I'm getting into the point where my limit is higher, 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 credit limits. I'm making a lot more money in my career or my business, whatever it may be. And I'm leveraging my credit. I'm starting to leverage my credit. I'm paying everything credit and I'm paying it all off of cash and I'm just cycling it and keep doing that. Now I'm to the point where I can leverage my credit and purchase a home. I purchase a home that can cash flow and pay me. So instead of me paying for my mortgage, I can have somebody else pay for my mortgage. Now, me personally, I wouldn't buy a single family home. That's just my opinion. It would make more sense to at least get a duplex. So somebody is paying for your mortgage or at least paying a good portion of your mortgage. So now once you get out of that single family or duplex home, now I'm going into leveraging my credit into a fourplex. Now I got some cash flow coming in. Now I'm building my portfolio. Now I'm really building true wealth. Not just investing into the stock market, not just putting your money in 401k. I'm investing in real estate, something that's going to pay you forever, right? And now I get to the point over so many years of learning. Now I'm leveraging credit and I'm getting into 18 plus units. Now I'm playing with the big dogs. And we making tons of money and we building. And then I start learning about business credit. Then I take all my credit and my business credit, my personal credit, whatever credit. I'm taking other people's money and I'm going to go buy me a jet. I'm going to go buy me a plane. Some people say you shouldn't waste your money on a plane, but, saves time. And if you're going to make more money, then why not? It'll save you time, right? I can be here, make some money, here and make some money. It'll more than enough cover those plane costs, right? So now I'm a happy camper. I got tons of money around me. I'm able to just have fun with my money and go crazy. And then eventually I die, but I die with exceptional credit. And that's the goal that we all want to go after, right? Right. So this is what I would have done. This is some of me eliminating the mistakes so you can see kind of where your path can go in. Remember this stuff here. These things can help you. This is something you don't learn in college. This is information that I want you to take with you and be able to grow and build your credit, change your financial future, and be able to give back to other people as well as I'm giving to you from my past mistakes so you can go ahead and live the life that you truly deserve. Now, if this video helped you at all, even just a little bit, just a tad bit, if it just helped you just a little bit, I want you to smash that thumbs up button. I want you to give this video a like. I want you to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so you know when I come out with more quality content. And I hope these videos are truly helping you so you can improve your financial future from my past mistakes so I can pass this information over to you guys. And until the next video, I will see you guys around.